It finally happened. The New York Jets have officially signed Darren Mougey to be their next GM, as he will have multiple free agent decisions coming up, as well as what to do with the New York Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers. What's up, guys? I'm Matt Long. Welcome to Jets Digest. Before we hop into the video, only 20.2% of viewers are subscribed. So if you're not subscribed, please take a second and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me and Chris out a ton. Hopping into the video for today, as reported by Adam Schefter on this Saturday afternoon, a new GM in New York. Jets are hiring Broncos assistant general manager Darren Mougey as their new general manager per sources. Mougey has worked with three head coaches who have reached the Super Bowl: Sean Payton, Gary Kubiak, and John Fox. Mougey was part of two Super Bowl teams, and the Broncos believed he played a key role in Denver's resurgence this year. Going back to who Darren Mougey is, he's currently the Denver Broncos assistant GM. He's been inside the Denver Broncos front office since the year 2012, where he started out as a scouting intern, and he, like we said in the tweet, like we see in the tweet here, has overseen multiple head coaches with Super Bowl experience, even been with the franchise when they went to a Super Bowl 50 with Peyton Manning and Von Miller that year in 2015. Also, the most important thing for the Jets going forward, he is the guy, one of the guys who found Bo Nix, of course, looking like a really talented young quarterback in the National Football League this year. A lot of general managers did not have him graded as a first-round pick. The Denver Broncos took a chance on him, and now it looks like they're going to have a really good quarterback for the next couple of years who can throw the ball effectively and run the ball effectively and play really well in the confines of their offense. So Darren Mougey, still learning the name. That's just not natural for me to pronounce it, so I'll get a couple of videos here. This guy, we are going to, hopefully, he's going to be working with Aaron Glenn to move this Jets organization forward in a positive direction. The number one thing he's going to do is, of course, have to decide on Aaron Rodgers' fate right now. Like I said, Bo Nix was not a quarterback that a lot of players, a lot of GMs had high on their draft board. So Mougey might have a quarterback in this draft class a lot higher, again, than other people do. So do not be surprised if we hear the New York Jets talking about other names like Jalen Milroe, Quinn Ewers, or Jackson Dart in the first round. These are all quarterbacks who really shouldn't be getting first-round buzz if you look at their body of work as college athletes. But Mougey might see something special in these players, and depending on who the offensive coordinator is for the New York Jets, he may feel like one of those quarterbacks could be a really good fit to replace Aaron Rodgers long-term as the starting quarterback of the New York Jets. With the 7th overall pick, the New York Jets are going to have their pick of whatever their favorite quarterback is, not named Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders currently is tumbling down draft rankings, but you have to imagine he's not going to be falling past the Las Vegas Raiders, somewhere where he has expressed interest in going, and the Raiders have expressed interest in bringing him in. The Raiders pick 6th, one spot ahead of the New York Jets. Shedeur Sanders will not be making it past them, so the Jets, unless they trade up, will not be having a shot at Shedeur Sanders. Aaron Rodgers, of course, he needs to make a decision on him, because if he is on the roster next season, he'll be owed a $35 million contract bonus, which of course is going to kill the New York Jets salary cap for a long time. The New York Jets, the first thing most GMs want to do is get as much cap space flexibility as they possibly can. So Mougey would have all the reasons in the world to get rid of Aaron Rodgers if he decides that's the way to go. He's going to be working closely with Woody Johnson and with Aaron Glenn to move forward and decide how to deal with Aaron Rodgers. However, Aaron Rodgers is not the only free agent on the New York Jets. Also, someone the New York Jets have about to test the market is going to be cornerback DJ Reid. Had a phenomenal season this season. Last year, really good too. We know he's a good cornerback. He's a top 10 guy every single season. The New York Jets are not going to be having enough salary cap to bring him back. He said he's willing to test free agency. That does not mean he is not coming back to the New York Jets. That just means he is going to go to the highest bidder. That doesn't completely eliminate the New York Jets. Yes, they still have Sauce Gardner, but if Darren Mougey decides it's a priority to bring back DJ Reid, there is still a possibility that DJ Reid is wearing a green jersey with the Jets logo on the side of his helmet come 2025 week 1. However, going back to the NFL draft, Will Johnson could be, out of Michigan, could be the perfect replacement for our guy here, DJ Reid, should he walk in free agency. If you want to put it into numbers, DJ Reid has somewhere around a 20% chance to return to the New York Jets, 80% chance to leave, maybe even lower than that. We can expect DJ Reid to be going to a different team because we have Sauce Gardner, and we do not need to pay a cornerback a ton of money who is not named Sauce Gardner. Sauce Gardner, 2 first-team All-Pros. DJ Reid does not have those honors on his resume. Another big-time free agent that we need to talk about upcoming, right tackle Morgan Moses. It's no secret that in the NFL, you got to be able to protect your franchise quarterback, whether that's Aaron Rodgers or someone else. Going forward, he's going to need to be protected so he can actually run the offense that our offensive coordinator sets up for him. We've seen in the past couple of years, not this season, but we've seen in previous seasons, we've seen the New York Jets have a really bad offensive line, and that just ruins every single thing that the offense is trying to do. It makes it so the quarterback can't go through reads properly, plays don't have time to develop, and it leads to fumbles and just mistakes that wouldn't happen if our quarterback was fully protected. Morgan Moses has been a good right tackle for us this season, but he's going to be a free agent, and the New York Jets have to be able to find a quality right tackle to replace him next year. Now, Morgan Moses is, of course, an option to bring back in free agency, but this is another spot that the New York Jets could address in the draft. There are going to be at least 2 really good offensive tackle prospects around where they are, them being Will Campbell and Kelvin Banks. If it was up to me, the New York Jets would be drafting Kelvin Banks, but there's a possibility that he is not going to make it to where the New York Jets are. The knock on both Campbell and Banks is that they have short arms, so people are worried about if they go up against an elite pass rusher who has really long arms, they think they are not going to be able to block them effectively because they're not going to be able to get their hands on those types of NFL-level pass rushers. However, Tristan Wirfs of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the first tackle in the NFL ever to be named the first-team All-Pro at both right tackle and left tackle, and him coming out had the same exact knock. They said he had short arms. They said he might have to move to guard. So, in my experiences, this is not a catastrophic red flag for your tackle to have shorter arms. I really think Kelvin Banks or Will Campbell is going to move to guard, but Kelvin Banks could be the right tackle of the future should Morgan Moses not be able to be re-signed to the New York Jets. So, very excited what Darren Mougey is going to do here. The first thing he's going to do is, of course, now that he's finally signed, Josina Anderson came out yesterday, and it seemed like, for a minute there, it seemed like she jumped the gun a little bit, calling out this hiring because no other reputable sources were picking this up, this being Darren Mougey to the New York Jets. But she got it right. A day later, here he is officially coming into the New York Jets organization. Us at Jets Digest, we know that Aaron Glenn is a head coach with a ton of potential. He's going to bring the roster together. We can't wait for that. Mougey, someone who has experience rebuilding franchises, experience finding a franchise quarterback, and really making a lot out of not a great roster. You look at the Denver Broncos, they don't have a ton of talent. Certainly not as talented of a roster as the New York Jets can put on the football field. So very excited what the future looks like here for the New York Jets. And if you guys want to be a part of that future, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you enjoyed, and as always, go Jets.